bây giờ làm này làm kia.
Tính toán hay quá.
Anh á là cái người tính toán, bởi vì anh đã thất bại hoàn toàn, thất bại từ gia đình, thất bại từ con cái, từ tiền bạc. Ông chỉ có hành hạ người phụ nữ, cái thật mà biết, cái thật mà này kia, ích kỷ cho bản thân mình đó. Đi sống đi, đời này cũng đi cũng chết thôi mà.
Sống có mấy hoài đạt cái chuyện hoài. Làm thì làm biến.
Không là mẹ anh, cũng là con anh, cũng là vợ anh.
Thì cũng mong được vậy á.
Được chứ không được. Anh thua là cái linh hồn mình có chết mình nằm xuống đó, cái sự suy nghĩ trong đầu của mình đó. Tôi và anh là oán hận, thù này không đòi trời chung.
Đúng rồi, thù đi. Nếu thù gì thì sống gì chứ, cho nó mệt thù.
Đúng rồi, tôi đó, đúng rồi á. Anh cứ việc làm đi. Cái này anh cũng đã nói lâu rồi, anh thách đố tôi là cứ làm đi chứ. Tôi giờ thật sự anh cứ việc làm. Tôi chỉ là phần đàn bà thôi. Anh muốn làm sao anh cứ làm.
Tiền không có bạc nhiều. Cái chuyện
này đó, cứ tại vì nó quá khổ, khổ vô cùng. Khổ từng này từng kia, rồi từng tinh thần, đủ thứ hết trơn đó. Tới ngày hôm nay cũng có bên cái chiếc xe chạy rồi. Chỉ mong á ở chiếc xe đó mua có chiếc xe để mà cái gì lỡ có chuyện gì cái xe này cũng có cái xe để mà chạy. Còn cái xe kia không có. Thật sự đó, cái sợ hãi gì không ngờ. Tới vậy đó mà tới ngàn đồng, 2.000 đồng. Đấy chiếc xe đó mà tôi lấy anh, tôi xin anh mua cho tôi một chiếc xe không cần phải giống vậy để mà đi nhà thờ đi lễ hoặc là chạy cái này cũng cái gì không có là không có. Mấy trăm ngàn đồng từ bên Florida đem về. Đấy bây giờ vậy, trả tiền cũng vậy á. Nói thiệt không biết nói sao, nói thiệt tôi chịu khẩu. Mong là có kiếp sau. Thật sự tôi nghĩ là có kiếp sau. Đời là có nhân có quả mà, có vay có trả. tôi nhìn lại tôi muốn học đời mình thấy như thế này cuộc sống có cái gì ra được trải nghiệm cuộc sống ở Việt Nam mình là khôn ngoan mình là tự đi rồi nhưng mà ngày kia mà giờ mình phải nhờ đó mình hành hạ những người lần này nuôi con lớn á nuôi lớn con thì giờ nó không có
broadcast here. What you want to select is this little icon here that says view in live control. To select content. So on your YouTube channel, you can make sure that broadcast was created. Now remember, we're not live yet. So we'll come back here to YouTube to make sure that we're all ready to go. So on your YouTube channel, you're going to come to your profile icon. You're going to go ahead and select YouTube Studio. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to select content.
Cái xe đó sao cái dây điện nó rút ra đó.
Đúng rồi cái gì?
Đâu biết tao ra coi giùm đi. Không có thôi cậu bị luôn. Chạy chết nào.
Then you're going to come to the
Rồi thôi.
So on your YouTube channel, you're going to come to your profile icon. You're going to go ahead and select YouTube Studio. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to select content. here to YouTube to make sure that we're all ready to go. So on your YouTube channel, you're going to come to your profile icon. You're going to go ahead and select YouTube Studio. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to select content. Then you're going to come to the top. You're going to select live, and you're going to see your broadcast here. What you want to select is this little icon here that says view in live control room. So once you click that, you're going to be able to see here that now our live has been created. We're not live yet, but it has been created for us. It's going to have our title, our description, everything is ready to go. So once you've done that, we now need to come back into OBS Studio. So just connecting your YouTube channel to OBS Studio is not everything you need to do. Now we need to make sure that your settings are correct so that way your stream looks good. You don't want your stream to be laggy or to be choppy. You want to give your viewers a good experience. So let's go ahead and get our settings set up so that way your stream looks good. So let's go ahead and jump into OBS. All right, so inside of OBS Studio, you're going to come to where it says settings. We're then going to go ahead and first we're going to double check our video. So you on YouTube, you can go ahead and stream higher than 1080p quality. But for this example, I'm going to use 1080p since most people are going to watch your stream on mobile, and that's all you really need. So you want to make sure you have 1920 by 1080, 1920 by 1080, and then your FPS, you want to have it at 60. This is what I recommend, but again, it's all going to be based on your computer and your internet speed. So if you do need to go ahead and lower this, you can go ahead and drop this to 30 to be able to make sure your quality looks good. So once you have that in place, we're going to come to where it says output. And these are going to be the settings that are going to be super important to make sure that your stream looks good. So you can come up top to output mode and select advanced. And then here for your encoder, you're going to have several options based on what you're utilizing. So typically you can use X264, or you can go ahead and use your graphic card if you are on a Windows. And if you are on a Mac, you're going to want to use your hardware encoder. So then we're going to come down here where it says rate control CBR. This is going to be the most important aspect of streaming. Your bit rate is going to determine how well your stream is going to look. And to be able to find out what bit rate you can utilize, this is all based on your internet speed. So I'm going to show you now how to go ahead and check your internet speed so you know what kind of bit rate you can put so that way your stream looks good. So let's go ahead and jump back into the computer. So you're going to want to come to a website called speedtest.net, and I'll put a link in the description of this video. You're going to want to hit go, and then once you hit go, that's going to generate a number just like this. It's going to generate your download speed and your upload.
Here's how to use OBS Studio step by step in our complete and updated OBS Studio tutorial for beginners. OBS, or Open Broadcaster Software, is a powerful free live streaming software that really packs a punch, so it can be difficult to jump into, but don't worry. This OBS tutorial will get you up to speed really fast. So here we are in OBS. I'm going to take you through this walkthrough using a Mac, but the process is exactly the same if you're on a PC as well. Now this is a brand new fresh install of OBS, so this is what you'll see if you've never opened the app before. The big black box here in the middle is your preview area. This is where you can see what it is you're going to be broadcasting out. Down the bottom here we've got our controls. This is where we can start streaming, start recording. We can switch between this preview mode and studio mode. So if I press on this now, you can see that we have our program monitor, which is what we're pushing out. This is exactly the same as what you were seeing before. But now we've actually got a preview as well. Now it is a little confusing because the other side's called preview mode and this is the preview here. We can queue things up on this side, and then when we press this transition button here, then it will actually send it live. So if you have to be moving graphics and those sorts of things around and you want to not be doing it while you're live, or the viewers aren't watching what you're doing while you're live, then you can use this mode, studio mode, to have that ability. For me personally, if I don't need that while I'm live, I'm going to go back to the regular mode, and you can just do that by clicking studio mode again and it will take you back to that with just the one big preview window. This is something you can switch between while you're live. The next one down here is the settings button. This will bring up all the settings for OBS. We'll jump back into this one very shortly. Down here in the bottom right hand corner, you can actually see your CPU usage. So you can see if your computer is under load and you're potentially dropping frames, or having a bad live stream if your computer is under too much stress. So you can see all of that at a glance, just right down the bottom just here. You can also see easily how long you've been live for, or how long your recording has been going for as well. The next panel along to your left is the transition panel. This is where we can adjust the different types of transitions we have between the different scenes. We'll get to scenes in a minute, but know that you can adjust your transitions right here. Or if we're back in that studio mode like I showed you before, your transitions are also in the middle here as well. Let's get back to preview mode. The next one across here is your audio mixer. This is where you can easily see and adjust your volume levels for each of the different elements you're going to have in your live stream, or each of the different sources you're going to have in your live stream. And next to that, we've actually got our sources. This is where we can add in all of our webcams, images, videos, websites, or anything we want to actually include and use in our live streams. And you can see if I just press on this plus button here, you've got all your options there. And the next one across here is your scenes panel. Now this is essentially where we can have groups of assets or different configurations for different elements or different sections of your live streams. So you might have a scene set up for just a full screen image of you on the screen. The next scene might be your computer screen that you're sharing. And you might have another scene for you with some text on screen. And as like almost every program out there, you've also got your standard menus and options right up the top here as well. So that's the overall interface. Okay, let's jump into getting OBS set up. So come down the bottom here to settings. Now, a lot of the settings in here are going to be personal preference, and also going to come down to the type of live stream or the type of recording you're actually going to do. Things like how it looks, the theme, whether you want dark mode enabled, like so, or Yami default. Not sure why they called it that, but let's go with the Yami. So you can choose what theme you want. Likewise with some of these output confirmations here, things like being able to show a confirmation dialog box when you're starting a stream, or showing one when you're stopping a stream. This is what I'll normally have on. And this one's quite handy too, like, are you sure you want to stop the stream? A little pop-up asks you if you want to confirm that. I'll normally have this one on. And exactly the same for stopping recording as well. Just in case it accidentally gets knocked and you don't want to stop streaming, you don't want to start recording. At least you've got a confirmation box here to maybe save you in that case. So for me personally, most of the time I have these three boxes ticked. Automatically record when streaming. That just depends on how often you want your streams recorded. If you always do, then of course it would be great to just tick that box as well. But I suggest that you have a scroll through this section, just see if there's anything that stands out to you. Maybe at a later stage, once you've gone through and set everything up, that you can then add this further level of refinement to customize things up for yourself. So that's the general settings. The next one down is your stream settings over here. Now this is where we get to choose our streaming service. Up here, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, you've got all the different options there. These are the primary ones. If we actually hit show all, it brings up a massive list of all the supported live streaming platforms. But today we want to show you how it's done on YouTube. Select YouTube RTMPS. The next step I would recommend is to connect an account. So go ahead and click connect account. It will then bring up your accounts and choose the one that's right for you. And it's that simple. Now this is where we get to specify our output settings for our live streams, but also for our recording as well. So for configuring out our live stream, we need to specify a video bitrate. The default here is 4000 kilobits per second, but with this number, the higher we go with it, the higher the quality of the stream we're going to push through to YouTube, or whichever platform you'll be broadcasting to. But it also means that our internet speed, our upload speed, needs to be capable of consistently pushing that amount of data to our broadcasting platform. Now, I'll link this page down in the resources below, but this is where YouTube suggests which bit rates you should be looking at for the different resolutions. This page is really handy. So this page tells us if we want to broadcast live to YouTube at 720p, the video bitrate should be between 1500 and 4000 kilobits per second. If we're doing a 1080p stream, that needs to be 3000 to 6000 kilobits per second. Now we can go above, but you really don't want to be going below these numbers for a decent looking reliable stream. So in this case here, we're going to be doing a 1080p live stream through to YouTube. I'm going to set this to 5000 kilobits per second because I know my internet will be able to handle that kind of quality. So that's the video quality. We can also make changes to the audio quality here as well. Now I would recommend that you're not going any less than 128. The default here is 160. That's going to give you pretty good results. 192 right up to 320 will give you a higher quality audio. So if you want to be broadcasting live with music and those sort of things, and you want to have the highest quality through, then you're going to want to pick a high quality bitrate for your audio as well. Personally, I think anything from 160 to 256 is going to give you great results. But if you're only just speaking to your live stream, then you'll be able to get away with 160. So I'm going to leave it at that. So those are your live streaming settings. If you do want to also be recording settings can be found just below, and you can keep all of your details in there. Now with the main ones being your recording format, you can see the default here is MKV, Matroska video that means, apparently. You might want to switch it to an MP4, very universally recognized format, that one. And you'll also want to adjust your recording quality because in a lot of cases, you want to actually record a higher quality video than the one that you're streaming out. So higher than 5000 kilobits per second. And I love the default sort of wording they've got here. They've got high quality, medium file size, indistinguishable quality, large file size, lossless quality, tremendous large file size. So that's going to be highest quality there, but I think it's pretty safe to go. It's going to give you great results. But if you're only just speaking to your live stream, then you'll be able to get away with 160. So I'm going to leave it at that. So those are your live streaming settings. If you do want to also be recording settings can be found just below, and you can keep all of your details in there. Now with the main ones being your recording format, you can see the default here is MKV, Matroska video that means, apparently. You might want to switch it to an MP4, very universally recognized format, that one. And you'll also want to adjust your recording quality because in a lot of cases, you want to actually record a higher quality video than the one that you're streaming out. So higher than 5000 kilobits per second. And I love the default sort of wording they've got here. They've got high quality, medium file size, indistinguishable quality, large file size, lossless quality, tremendous large file size. So that's going to be highest quality there, but I think it's pretty safe to go high quality, medium file size in most instances. The next area we want to work on is audio. So we click down to audio there. If we dive into some of the audio settings, there's really only a couple in here that you need to look at. The rest are going to be fine by the default. The first one is your channels. By default, you want to have this set to stereo, unless you specifically need to be broadcasting in mono or 2.1, 5.1 surround sound. For most people, you're going to want to leave this at stereo. The one that you really want to check in here is your primary audio source, which is your mic, your auxiliary audio. So this one here, not audio 2, 3 or 4. Don't worry about those. Just the first one here. And you want to change this from default to your actual microphone that you've got connected. So for me, it's this Rode NT USB Mini. And make sure that is indeed the microphone that you've got connected to your computer. Now, even if the default setting here is using your correct microphone because of your system settings, I'd still strongly recommend that you manually
Order filled. Order filled.
That's going to be your highest quality there, but I think it's pretty safe to go high. Personally, I think anything from 160 to 256 is going to give you great results. But if you're only just speaking to your live stream, then you'll be able to get away with 160. So I'm going to leave it at that. So those are your live streaming settings. If you do want to also be recording settings can be found just below, and you can keep all of your details in there. Now, with the main ones being your recording format, you can see the default here is MKV, Matroska video that means, apparently. You might want to switch it to an MP4, very universally recognized format, that one. And you'll also want to adjust your recording quality, because in a lot of cases, you want to actually record a higher quality video than the one that you're streaming out. So higher than 5,000 kilobits per second. And I love the default sort of wording they've got here. They've got high high quality, medium file size, indistinguishable quality, large file size, lossless quality, tremendous large file size. So that's going to be your highest quality there, but I think it's pretty safe to go high quality, medium file size in most instances. The next area we want to work on is audio. So we click down. To audio there. If you dive into some of the audio settings, there's really only a couple in here that you need to look at. The rest are going to be fine by the default. The first one is your channels. By default, you want to have this set to stereo, unless you specifically need to be broadcasting in mono or 2.1, 5.1 surround sound. For most people, you're going to want to leave this at stereo. The one that you really want to check in here is your primary audio source, which is your mic, your auxiliary audio. So this one here, not audio 2, 3 or 4, don't worry about those, just the first one here. And you want to change this from default to your actual microphone that you've got connected. So for me, it's this Rode NT USB Mini. And make sure that is indeed the microphone that you've got connected to your computer. Now, even if the default setting here is using your correct microphone because of your system settings, I'd still strongly recommend that you're manually setting this to your actual microphone, just so that you don't have any issues down the track. All right, so we move on to video resolution settings on OBS. This is where we get to specify all of our video related settings. For the quality, for the frame rate of the live stream that we're going to be creating, both here in OBS and also to whatever you're going to be pushing out, to YouTube in this case, or even to be recorded. The two of them actually don't need to be the same. So you could actually be working from a higher resolution project in OBS, but broadcasting out to YouTube or recording a video file in a lower scaled resolution. And that's what we get to specify in here. So the default here is that our basic canvas resolution or our OBS resolution is at 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p. But the default is saying that we're going to be broadcasting our output at 720p, 1280 by 720. So I'm going to hit this little drop down arrow and I'm going to switch this to 1920 by 1080. Let's make it the same so that both our OBS settings and our output through YouTube is going to be the same at a nice HD quality. You can see here you've also got some high resolutions, 5120 by 2880 or 3360 by 2100. On the output, it doesn't go any higher than 1920 by 1080, but you can actually manually just change them in here if you would like. So you could go 2160 by 3840 to make it 4K. So you could change up the output resolution too if you'd like. I'm going to leave that at 1920 by 1080. You can also change your frame rate here. It's got it at 60 by default. I'm going to make that 30. Next one down is hotkeys. Hotkeys on OBS is where we can set up shortcut keys to be able to control OBS. So we can create our own keyboard shortcuts to do things like start or stop streaming, start or stop recording, or a heap of other functions that you've got inside of OBS as well. So this is something that's not necessary, but it can really streamline the way that you're able to control and configure everything up and run your live stream or while you're actually live. The next tab here in settings is accessibility, which is one of the newer features, which is pretty cool because it helps people who may have a disability or may have some eyesight issues to select colors throughout the interface that better suit them. So there's colors here by default with their color codes, or you can use different colors and select your own color that suits you, which is really cool for those who need it. And down here under advanced, you guessed it, there's a lot more advanced settings in here. I would say that one that I do check here quite often and make sure is selected is to automatically reconnect. So this one here, make sure that's enabled. So if for whatever reason your internet drops out, it's actually going to automatically attempt to reconnect and to restart your stream with this setting enabled. So we're going to hit OK because we're happy with all our settings. And now we're going to go ahead and set up our scenes for our live streams. So you can see down the bottom left, I've already got one default scene. So there always has to be at least one that's created, but we're going to rename this one just to make it nice and clear. So right click and then hit rename. And let's just call this one main camera. Now for this main camera, we now need to specify which sources we want to have used, which cameras we want to have used in this scene of the main camera. So we're going to go ahead and press the plus button over here on our sources. And here, I'm going to choose video capture device. we've chosen video capture device and we get to rename it here if we like. I'm going to rename this to MacBook webcam. I've just got the webcam today. And now we get to specify which camera we're going to link here to this video source. So if we click here, you can see I'm pretty limited with my choices because I've only got the one camera hooked up, which is just the FaceTime HT camera, the built-in camera on my MacBook. And most modern day computers will have the same. They'll have a built-in camera. So you should at least have that. If you do have other cameras connected to your computer, then they will show up here and you'll be able to choose those. But today we're going to choose this camera. Hello, it works. Here I am. You can see the preset here is set to high. That's great. That's what we want. You can see there are other options there, but we're set at 1920 by 1080, which is high, and these are all lesser quality. So we want to stay on high. And then once you're happy, click OK. And here we are on our main canvas screen there. And you can see in the sources, it's added MacBook webcam, which is the camera that we're seeing right now, which is all great. Now, it is important to know that you aren't just limited to the one camera. I do have just the one hooked up to my laptop, but if you click here and you
I'm going to show you how to get live on YouTube. And if you're absolutely new to streaming, then you might want to check out my Skillshare course. I'll put a link in the description, and it will teach you how to start streaming if you don't have any experience. And you can also learn how to record content as well. But if you know how to use OBS and set up scenes and be ready to stream,
Order filled. Stop field.
I'm going to show you how to do that on YouTube. All right, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to show you really quickly how this is done. So if you're on YouTube and you're logged into your channel, you can go up here to the top with this little create button, click that, and click go live. If you're in the YouTube studio, by clicking your profile and going to YouTube studio, you can also do it there. You can click up here at create and go live, or you can click this little go live button right here. They all take you to the same place, and they ask you a question right off the bat. Are you going to stream right now, or are you going to stream at a later date? What's really cool about saying you're going to stream at a later date is you can upload a thumbnail. It'll have the actual URL of where the stream is going to be, so you can share that in advance, and you can basically set a time that if they visit the link, will have a countdown timer showing how long until you go live. So if you know you're going to go live at a specific date or time, then you can actually schedule. But if you just want to get ready to go live now, you click right now. Click start. And what's cute here is that YouTube will actually just allow you to stream from the browser with a webcam. But really this video is geared towards people who are using a streaming software like OBS. So you'll go to streaming software and you'll click go. And this is basically your mission control of your stream on the YouTube side. This is like your creator dashboard software, and you'll click go. And what's cute here is that YouTube will actually just allow you to stream from the browser with a webcam. But really this video is geared towards people who are using a streaming software like OBS. So you'll go to streaming software and you'll click go. And this is basically your mission control of your stream on the YouTube side. This is like your creator dashboard. And it'll see, you have a little preview here that's waiting for a signal from your OBS. If you want to edit the just early information that people will see, you click edit here, and you can give your stream a title. You can enter in your description. In customization, you can turn the chat on or off if you want chatters. You can enter here that's waiting for a signal from your OBS. If you want to edit the just early information that people will see, you click edit here, and you
Having good titles and descriptions can be the icing on the cake. Don't forget to make first not necessarily searchable. Click that well, effective at all. Think about effective. And now let's for the scan. Click on better and better and this found on YouTube.
You can give your stream a title. You can enter in your description. In customization, you can turn the chat on or off if you want chatters. If you want to limit your stream to just your subscribers, you can do that. And if your channel is monetized, you can go into monetization and you can turn that on if you like. Your chat is also going to be here on the right, so when you're live, you can talk to your chat. Now, the things that streamers are normally looking for here is the stream key. We can find that right here. And you can click copy, and now it's copied to your clipboard, so you can paste it in OBS. Just remember, guys, don't show your stream key when you're live in your stream or to anyone you don't trust, because that gives them access to stream on your channel without even needing to be logged into your YouTube channel. So super private information. Now, your stream latency is normal latency or low latency. If you have low latency selected, then that's basically saying that you want your interaction with chat to be faster. You want to be able to ask them a question, have them reply in the chat, and have that interaction happen as quickly as possible. If you're not too concerned about that, you can use normal latency. Sometimes it actually helps the stream just behave more stable, less buffering and loading and things like that. Now, if you want to increase the delay, you can go to add a delay here, and you can choose to add 30 seconds or a minute delay to your stream. And then if you want your stream to be available to re-watch after you go offline, then that happens by default. But if you want to turn that off so that you can then do other things with that replay before making it public again, or maybe edit the whole thing and publish it as an edited version, then you use this toggle here for unlist live replay. Once stream ends, you turn that on, and then it's going to be unlisted once you go offline, and you can do what you want to do. Okay, so now let's connect OBS with YouTube. Remember, again, stream key over here, click copy so it's on your clipboard, and now we'll go to OBS. All right, so we got my scene set up and all that stuff, and like I said, if you don't know how to stream, check out my Skillshare course or any of my other videos on my YouTube channel here, and you'll find all kinds of instructions on how to use OBS. We'll go into settings, we'll go to stream, click the service, and you can go to YouTube, paste your stream key in there, and click apply and OK. And
hello, my YouTube friends. Live streaming is a...
I'm going to show you how to get live. We'll go to stream, YouTube channel here, and you'll find all kinds of instructions on how to use OBS. We'll go into settings, we'll go to stream, click the service, and you can go to YouTube, paste your stream key, key in there and click apply and OK. And then when you're ready, click start streaming. You can then go back to your YouTube interface. On my YouTube channel here, and you'll find all kinds of instructions on how to use OBS. We'll go into settings, we'll go to stream, click the service, and you can go to YouTube, paste your stream key in there, and click